Okay, we're going to put the Rode smartLav through its paces, and this time we're going to use it the correct way, and I'll explain that in a minute. But first of all, we're going to, as a test, I'm using the Sennheiser. Let's see what model this is. This is the EW100G3, EW100G3 receiver with the kit lavalier mic hooked up. And this is my go-to device if I need to mic somebody up, if I need a wireless situation. The receiver is hooked up to the Sony NEX7. And by the way, I'm using the Zeiss 24mm lens, f1.8 lens, which is about a 35mm equivalent on the crop sensor on the NEX7. And so that's our setup today, and I'm just going to be shooting a one-camera shoot. And I'm going to do some clips showing audio, doing it different ways. And we're going to talk about it, and I'm even going to try to show you in post how I put it together and how I sync things up. So this, of course, requires no sync because the receiver, this transmitter is going to the receiver, which is going right into the NEX7, and there's no sync necessary, so it's being recorded by the camera as the audio with the video. So that's all in sync. So next what we're going to do is we're going to use the Rode smartLav, and we're going to use the app for the iPhone to record audio separately, and then we're going to sync that up in post, and we're going to see how the quality compares, because this device is going to run you about $600 for the rig, whereas the Rode smartLav is $60. And then I think you have to pay $5 or $10 for the app, for the Pro app. I think there's a free app and a Pro app. I believe I have the Pro app. So that's your total cost for using the Rode smartLav. And there's some significant advantages to using the Rode smartLav as well. You eliminate all possible interference because you're not transmitting the signal back to the camera. So if you're in a high interference environment, you eliminate that possibility because it's going straight into the iPhone. And there's no range limitations. The person can walk anywhere they want because, again, it's just direct recording in. So there are some advantages to doing it that way, but let's see what kind of quality we get. That's the key here. So we're trying to test is, can we get really good quality out of the Rode smartLav if we use it properly? And some of our tests where we hook it directly into a camera, into the iPhone, for example, without using the app, you can override that by speaking too loud. And we had a singer yesterday that was doing just that, and in our tests yesterday, it didn't work out very well. But again, that was our fault, that we were overriding that mic, and we weren't using it properly. We weren't using it with the app. We were just running it straight into the iPhone and recording using the default video recorder on the iPhone. So we're going to look at using it properly today and see what kind of results we can get. See if we can get near pro quality audio out of a $60 device, because we all have the smartphone to go with it. So we already have the recorder. So let's see how well this performs. And without further ado, we're going to go right over to the Rode smartLav and see how it works. Okay, so sure, you can use an expensive recorder like the H4n. You can use that. It's got XLR in. It's a great recorder. It's also bulky to carry with you all the time. But we do have an iPhone with us all the time. At least the pros have iPhones. This is an iPhone 5S, which most of the pros carry. And right now I've got the Rode smartLav pinned on right here. And I've got it going into the app, the Rode app, which is a fantastic app, a lot of versatility. I think it's a paid app, $5 or $10, a one-time fee. That's worth it. So $60 for the mic, $5, $10 for the app. I don't remember the exact price, but and then you're good to go. And the advantage here is you are good to go. You can go anywhere. No wires, no interference. Even if you're in a high interference environment, there's no interference because we're just wired directly into the recorder. So we're not transmitting the signal back to the camera like we were when we were using the Sennheiser system earlier. Now that Sennheiser system is a great system, but it's like $600. And still, in a high interference environment, you can still have issues with wireless, even with a high dollar wireless system. With this, you're not going to have any issues. So it's something to think about. Now, I'm also going to show you an even less expensive option, and you be the judge as to the quality, but I'm going to show you a less expensive option than this. $60 is already very affordable. But let's take a look at another option that's even more affordable. Okay, so I said I'd share a more affordable option with you, and right now I'm using a homemade lavalier mic. I had an old pair of Apple earbuds, and I just cut off the earphone part of it. You have to be careful what you cut, right? But I'll show you a close-up in a minute. And there's a bunch of how-to videos on YouTube on how to do this. And again, I'm using the Rode smartLav recorder app on the iPhone. It's just plugged right into here. And you can use a short extension, a 4-foot or 6-foot long extension will work. Obviously, the longer the extension, the more chance for noise coming in through the wiring and so forth. So you want to use that sparingly. But this is a very low-cost option. We all have extra earbuds laying around from previous iPhones we had or whatever. So this is really basically a freebie option. Even if you have to buy new earbuds, what are they, 30 bucks? So, but if I was going to spend 30, I'd go ahead and spend the 60 and get the Rode mic. But for a quick, easy solution, and you'll be the judge of the quality, here we are, fully operational. Here's my lav. I'm going to flick on it. See, that's my mic right there. And I don't think it looks bad to have the white mic sticking out like that. And you can even hide it underneath something and it'll still work. So it's very versatile, very quick and easy, and why not? Why not have one in your kit ready to go? Let me give you a close-up of this. So you just take some sharp scissors and trim off the pieces you don't need, leave the mic part, and you've got yourself a homemade lavalier mic out of a set of old Apple earbuds. Easy as that. Okay, so in a moment I'm going to show you how I do the syncing in post, and also, by the way, share your comments in the YouTube comments for affordable solutions for getting good audio into your videos. And we want portability, we want lightweight, and here you go, here's the post-processing. Okay, we're in Final Cut Pro 10, and I'm bringing in the last clips from the camera, including some B-roll clips that I may or may not use. And I've already got the clip with the Sennheiser system in the timeline here. Because we all have the smartphone to go with it. And that requires no syncing because that, again, the audio was straight into the camera using the receiver, the Sennheiser receiver, straight into the camera. So don't have to sync anything there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the audio clips, which I took from SoundCloud and put in my audio hold folder. And I'm going to import these. So I'm going to go to File, Import Media, and I'm going to go to my desktop and go to the audio hold folder, and it's these last two files here. I'm going to import them in. Add them to the existing event is fine. And by the way, instead of clapping, I do a cough. Cough makes a good way to line things up. It's automatically syncing, but it likes to have something to look at. So you clap your hands or you cough or something once you start the clip. Okay, so here are the two clips right here. And you can use that. It's got camera audio, right? It's a great recorder. So this is the audio to go with it, I'm sure. An expensive recorder like the H4n. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and this, select them both, and I'm going to say synchronize clips. And it's going to create a synchronized clip. Then I'm going to take, after that's completed, which it's done, I'm going to take this clip and synchronize it with this one. Now it does help to not have a ton of clips so it's easy to know which ones to sync with which. But you can also state when you start, you know, scene one, whatever. I mean, you can describe it in the beginning, of course you're going to trim that out. That's why some people use the clapboards where they write on it what it is. So if you're doing a lot of scenes and you're going to do a lot of syncing, you might want to do that. Okay, so I've got 2 synchronized clips now, and this is the first one I want to roll with. So I'm going to put it in my timeline, and then this is the second one I want to roll with. I'm going to put it in my timeline. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first clip, and I'm going to select under clip, break apart clip items. Alright, so that's going to pull out my audio, which is recording 8. This is the audio down below that I want to use. So I'm going to I already know I don't want to use the audio from the camera. So I'm going to zero that out to nothing. And then I can listen to this. Okay, so sure, you can use an expensive recorder like the H4n. You can use that. It's got XLR in. It's a great recorder. Okay, that sounds good. The level might be a little low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that audio clip, and I'm going to go to let's see, audio enhancements, hide. Again, I'm not an expert on this, so bear with me. Okay, here we go. So now we're in the section where we can do background noise removal, which I didn't hear much, but I'm going to select that anyway, and I'm going to leave it at 50%. And then loudness, I'm going to bump that up. Maybe I bumped it up too much there, about to 46 right there. Now let's see what we've got. Okay, so sure, you can use an expensive recorder like the H4n. You can use that. It's got XLR in. It's a great recorder. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Just those few little adjustments. Now we're going to go to the last clip here, and again we're going to go to clip, break apart clip items. Alright, and then we're going to zero out the audio from the camera, and let's listen here. How-to videos on YouTube on how to do. Alright, we're going to definitely enhance this audio, so we're going to do background noise removal, leave it at 50%, loudness, we're going to crank this up to 50%, see what we got. With you. And right now I'm using a homemade lavalier mic. I had an old pair of Apple earbuds, and I just cut off the earphone part of it. So if we could just get talent, that knew how to talk, we'd be in good shape. Okay, so I'm not even having to use the hum removal. There's other things I can do here to this audio to clean it up, and I'm not having to use those. Now I am seeing that this is peaking in a couple places right here, so let me see what that sounds like. Are fully operational. Here's my lav. I'm going to flick on it. See, that's my mic. Okay, so that's because I was flicking on the mic. I don't think it looks bad to have no. So that's good. We can leave that. Alright, so all I need to do now is normal editing. I've already synced up my audio, so I just need to edit down this thing and export it out and put it up. So you've seen how easy it is to get really good audio at an affordable price. I mean, the Rode mic, 60 bucks, are you kidding me? And we've all got an iPhone 5S. If you don't, you should. That's another discussion for another day probably. But yeah, that's a tool that every professional should have in their pocket at all times, an iPhone 5S. Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to think about these audio options. Follow me on CraigShipp.com. Thanks again.